the choice was really an easy one at the point where I was busy enough that I was spending all my time in court, going to court, waiting in court, doing these things that are not productive activities.
This is the Art of Lawyering Podcast, a show all about making more money, being a badass attorney, and loving your life. The Art of Lawyering is all about becoming the best you possible. Whether you are a law firm owner, an associate attorney, or somewhere in between, this podcast is built to help you get the most out of life.
Hello and welcome to episode number 10 of the Art of Lawyering Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Small. I'm here. It is late Thursday night. I am bumping this thing out to get it out to you in the morning, and I am really excited to be here. This is a 5-minute Friday, so it's a shorter episode, but I do want to say I'm really, really excited tonight. I have come up with this idea for a new business model for my firm. Not a complete overhaul of what we're doing, but sort of an addition that is going to bring, hopefully, if it works out well, a recurring revenue to my traffic, criminal, personal injury law firm. All right, think about that. So if this goes well, every month I will be able to count on a set amount of money coming into the firm, no matter what else happens. That's one of the huge drawbacks for this type of work, and the huge drawback for many attorneys, because the fact of the matter is, when the case is over, it's time to find a new client, and we all sort of encounter those problems. I have been thinking of ways to overcome that for quite some time. I came up with an idea, and I'm going to test it out tomorrow. So there's an email going out to my list tomorrow that sort of outlines this new business model, gives them an offer. So we'll see if anybody goes for it. I hope they do, and I will update you and sort of talk to you about it as it is refined and begins to take shape. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too soon, just in case it's a huge flop. Obviously, I will still talk about it anyway, even if it is a huge flop. But I don't just want to leave you hanging with random information that you can't really use to help yourself and your firm out. So, but I'm just excited, so I did want to talk about it. So this week's 5-Minute Friday is a question from Justin, who is a member of Law Firm Confidential. And again, Law Firm, to go back to that again, Law Firm Confidential is a membership group that I've created. All right, it's law firm owners, it's lawyers who are considering going out on their own, and what I've done is basically take all of the information that I have, and I've built it into some courses and put it into this membership site. There's also a private Facebook group that is really quite active, and it's pretty cool. We share a lot of stuff there. It's sort of a place where we can go and confidentially, hence the name, sort of share our thoughts and ideas, ask questions, get encouragement, all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool. And with Law Firm Confidential, I release a new course every quarter. I can tell you that there's a new course coming out in April that's going to be all about how to successfully start and run a Google AdWords campaign for your firm. I've been doing that, really diving into that the last month or so, and I've been seeing some good results with that. So I'm going to teach you the things that I've learned, some of the tips, tricks, things to watch out for, pitfalls, so that you can really start to make some money pretty quickly with your firm. If you're interested in that at all, go to lawfirmconfidential.net. When you get there, you'll see that's sort of the intro page for the whole kit and caboodle, for the whole deal. If you're interested, sign up. The first month is $1. After that, it's $97 a month, and it's the most value that you're going to get for $97 anywhere. Guaranteed. This stuff is worth thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars over time, and I wanted to make it the price at a level that anyone could enter into it easily. And then I also want you to stick around. So I don't want it to be prohibitive. I want you to continue to learn and grow with all of us. And so I wanted to keep it at a level that works for everyone. So go check that out. And then let's get into this 5-Minute Friday question. So the question from Justin is, how did you decide it was time to hire your first associate? Here we go. Okay, how did I decide it was time to hire my first associate? Well, for me, I've always kind of been trying to get away from the legal work as much as possible. I see the legal work as a technical role, not as a business owner role. That is a big hang up that many attorneys have, and something that holds them back from really owning a firm that works for them and also living the life of their dreams. What I realized early on and tried to implement was a process whereby I had an associate attorney that would do all the stuff that I didn't want to do. So if a cool case came in, I could still work it, I could still do my lawyer thing, but in the meantime, there would be somebody else to handle traffic tickets or your run-of-the-mill DUI. I could teach them how to do it, oversee them, and then let them go to court, and do that stuff that takes all that time. And that was the other thing too. So for me, the choice was really an easy one at the point where I was busy enough that I was spending all my time in court, going to court, waiting in court, doing these things that are not productive activities, don't help the firm, don't help the clients. And I decided it was time for me to replace myself in that role so that I could spend more time building up the firm's business, building up the firm's infrastructure and all that stuff to just make more money, right? For me, the associate attorney, it would be cool if he could, or she, I've had both male and female attorneys, not that that's important or not, but if they can pay for themselves, that's even better. If you can teach them to network so that they can bring in a case or two a month, then they pay for themselves, and it's all gravy, and it's really easy. But for me, there was no specific formula. There was no specific aha moment. I basically just at some point thought to myself, I am tired of wasting all this time, and I want to get somebody in here that wants to be a lawyer and wants to perform the technical aspects of this job, and I got them in here. And if you don't have an assistant yet or any administrative help, then seeing that transition is going to be tougher. I would get an administrative person first. You will see immediately how much work they take off your plate, and then you can see how you can apply that same sort of mindset to an associate attorney as well. So that's how you do it. The other thing too is, look, you don't have to, even with just like with an administrative person, with an associate attorney, you don't have to hire them on full time. Tell them you're going to bring them on part time, test them out, probationary period. Tell them you're going to pay them a really, really low amount of money for the first quarter that they're there, and then bump it up after that. You can sort of set up the way that the relationship works however you want, whatever you're comfortable with, and then you can just go from there. So hope that answered your question. Hiring an associate is a big deal, but just remember, if you make a mistake, you can always go back and fix it later. So don't let the fear of failure get in front of you. Don't let it take you over. And that's it. So great question. If you guys have questions, chris@theartoflawyering.com. I will answer one a week. You can go to the Facebook page too, facebook.com/theartoflawyering. You can find me on Twitter @artoflawyering. You can ask me questions at any of those three places. I basically just put them in a queue, and I'll run down through and answer them. as I get to them. And I'll also answer them to you sort of like in real time. So if you ask me a question, you don't necessarily have to wait until the podcast comes out to get the answer. But I like to answer questions that you actually have on this show, because the question that you have is likely a question that a lot of other people have. And so by helping you, I can help many. That's what I'm all about here. So once again, if you think you might be interested in the Law Firm Confidential, you can go check that out. I also have an offer on my website, how to make $10,000 in 30 days with no advertising. It's a pretty cool little thing I put together. If you're interested in that, you can just go to the homepage. A pop-up will come up, and you can just put your name and email in there, and you can get that information. And I think that's it for this week. So have a great weekend. Have a great week, and may all your dreams come true. May you own the law firm of your dreams. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Art of Lawyering podcast. For more great action-packed advice and information, visit theartoflawyering.com.